Right, so this is a breaking news story. Yamamu nyina kwaba ediba people series channel so YouTube. Yanamase Sabrina Bibiano Muguso na Mosheye. Yes, Enra Sunday Kotoko played, and after the game, the tactical review, how coach Kasim Mengel the best over coach Prosper Nete Ogum, winning given by 2-0. Then Sobakaya Kotoko dropped to 4th position. It's answer so I gave the Kotoko about that 4th position. And also your transfer analysis, what it meant, Kotoko next games on the ball, or more Kotoko games on the ball, all of that Eddie Emma. And normally, Unimsa Asante Kotoko, one more a ball game, the next day, no, a technical stroke management meeting. And this morning, very early in the morning, and I told ya, say Prosper Nete Ogum are resigning. I made calls, I made checks, and from the camp of Dr. Prosper Nete Ogum, there was nothing like that. He had not resigned. Then we proceeded to the Kotoko management camp, and official sources at Kotoko management camp, as at 10-11 thereabout, kept insisting that there was nothing like resignation or sack. So that was the state at the time. Checks, from both Kotoko and from Prosper Nete Ogum, and so a camp. What I heard, and it's a Dr. Prosper Nete Ogum, a bad path that Kotoko is going through, and for him and his players, he has the ability to turn things around. So they should continue to have faith in him, and he will turn things around, especially with the Diana Stars gamer Obebo El Baba Nyara Sports Stadium weekend at Ebe. Subsequently, Okwakobo the FA Cup semi-finals on Ibrikum Chelsea. Ebebo, I think that game is on the 11th of May. Takwa TNA. The coach was asking for more time, but I think that the powers that be decided, say, no, it is one too many, and at this point in time, the coach needed to go. Makacho said, objective and factual analysis. I was not expecting this, and I'll be truthful to you, sir. I was not expecting this. Ebra Kotoko echo 4 games without, in fact 5 games without a win. Sad path, at that time, I expected either Prosper to resign or the IMC to seek the permission of Opemso, the Asante, Kroura, Timura, Nanka Ebia, Wamo Eja Prosper. At that time, I had that expectation. But at that time, all the checks that we did, HSN management, a lot of trust, Prosper. Mame, I'm found question so that you understand and community power. So games started with Kotoko drawing 1-1 at Basake Holy Stars 1-1. And Kotoko Ekolusu a midweek game to club at the Legon Cities at the Legon Stadium by 2-1. Then Kotoko Etna Wassel in Clay Sports Stadium. Emma Pando out of Lions Ebe Shen 1-0. Kotoko Eko Nana for Sujabo Park Elbichim Ekolusu 1-0. And Kotoko Etna Wassel in Clay Sports Stadium Elusu by 2-0 to Nations FC. In a possible 15 points, Kotoko picked just 1 point around that time. And at that time, more Motahe channel, I said it's a Neseka Prosper Nete Ogum resigning. At that time, the decision to sack Prosper was always going to be difficult for the IMC because he was also a member of the IMC. Now Kotoko 3 IMC members, Dr. Prosper Nete Ogum, Nana Penkra Kosewa, and a coach James Kwesiapia. And na Edin so be open so account ube take decision say pamano. Now the situation is different. Okay, so Kotoko earlier on air announced said Dr. Prosper Nete Ogum is no more a member of the IMC. And not just say IMC, they are clothed with the power to take a decision on whether Prosper stay and also uncle. And that is exactly the power that they've exercised. Say baby Prosper Nete Ogum, Emfa Somono, Emfa NC. Now, Yamfano, after Kotoko started playing football again, I said other teams in the boy FA Cup create Kotoko. But if you see any Napoli, if you know, Kotoko started say over football. Young chronicle games at Kotoko, then we can put the analysis in perspective. For me, let me reiterate that I was not expecting this decision at this point in time. There were about 6 games to the end of the season. And the 2 games in the FA Cup, that is if Kotoko will play in the finals. Okofa coach at this point in time, now coach ne bana amfa obeka cho say season, and nyam na me hyase, nyam na me top players and all of that. Taking such a decision is problematic. Again, Kaisa Kotoko any assistant coach As we speak, Asante Kotoko any assistant coach. A free sir David Okulu, Enya Ejuma Togo. Ya Okoye say Ejuma no. Asante Kotoko, they don't have an assistant coach. So that has been the story of Asante Kotoko. Say one more any assistant coach. It was Sake head coach at this point in time. It's difficult. What you are going to do about Eddie Ama Obia so betia say Opam coach, at this point in time. So Prosper. And no until I'm saying I was not expecting this particular decision at this point in time. But of course, management are clothed with the power to do that, and they have done a lot of analysis to arrive at this decision. Asante Kotoko resume football post Nana Pole any Inswachama incident, almost Legon Cities 2-0 at Babaya Sports Stadium. Kotoko Etwaso second 11 wise 1-0 at the FA Cup. Then Asante Kotoko Eko Piemu was it the Samates Echo Ball 1-1. Kotoko Echo Young Apostles Echo Ball 0-0. Kotoko Eba Babera Ebe Winnie Omu game 1-0 over Club and at the Baseke Holy Stars. Kotoko Ewini True Democracy 2-1. Kotoko Eshe Brekum Chelsea by a goal to nil. Kotoko Echo Pando Echo Ball 1-1. Kotoko any Bechem Ebo was it 1-1 at the Babara Sports Stadium. Then Asante Kotoko Elusu 3-0 to Accra Lions. And Kotoko Asanso Elusu 2-0 to Nations. So in 11 games, after Kotoko Eruzumi playing football, Omalusumi, 2 defeats, the defeater Kotoko suffer at the hands of Accra Lions. And Kotoko suffer another defeat to Nations FC. These are the 2 defeats at Kotoko Enya. In terms of the victories, Washe Legon Cities, Washe Brekum Chelsea, Washe Baseke Holy Stars, Nina A League. Then in the FA Cup, Washe second 11 wise, and Washe True Democracy. It's that 11 games, Kotoko lose 2, we win 5. And Asante Kotoko, one a draw games I can say, or draw to Samates 1-1, or draw to Young Apostles 0-0, or draw to Pando Out of Lions 1-1, and or draw to Club at Bechem United 1-1. So I have 4 drawn games, 5 victories, and 2 defeats. That is the story. Post the incident that happened at Nswatre, Kotoko Elusu 2 games, we're winning 5 games, we'll draw 4 and 11 games in total, and that is the story. But of course, Asante Kotoko were in the lead of Ghana Premier League, at a point, no more in 15 baby. Lose 4 games that was draw back in 15 points on PK1. Kotoko Ebanka Krakra, Ebeli did the lock. I no more LED league table. And the expectation is a Dr. Prosperity Ogum and the Kotoko Eba Twaso. No Magic League, not FA Cup or Magic. Kotoko Bakacho say the vision this season, the mission this season, the objective, and it's a Kotoko Budget double. Nana Penkraka, Kusiapiaka, Prosper Ogumaka, Kotoko Players Aka, Omunina Jitumza fee, the see money so, and some budget double. So much the Ghana Premier League, no much the FA Cup, and no the targeter, Kotoko Asante at the Maumo. As we speak, the FA Cup, they are still in the last 4. The last 4 teams are FA Cup, Kotoko Ewum, and on the 11th of May, Omo any Brekum Chelsea Ebebo, Ewo Takwa, that is the FA Cup semi-final. If they win that game, they will play the finals with a Division 1 club, because the other semi-finals, Golden Cakes, a Division 1 team, and a Tram Divisa, another Division 1 team, and the other semi-final. So that was 2 games in the FA Cup to win. Then there are 6 more games in the league. Sekot Kubetini already discovered home. Now they are 6 points off the top. Kotoko is 6 points off the top. The reason I keep saying is I was not expecting this decision at this point in time. And it's if Prosper had to go, the brand answer Kotoko, I say, and what Shadia Kotoko season we have 4 phases. 4 phases no mania. They started the season very well. Very, very well. That was the phase 1. The second phase was when and you might difficult impossible 15 points on PK1. That was the second phase. The third phase, let's say, after Kotoko elusu to Nations, or Boasel in Clay Sports Stadium, Kotoko echo 9 games. So okay, 9 games. Or say Ediana 2-0, Eldoma. Kotoko, Ebe share Future Stars 2-0, the FA Cup. Then Asante Kotoko, Etwaso, yeah, or share Accra Hatfield 1-0, Babaya Sports Stadium. okoshe Dreams FC 2-1 ewo Tuba AstroTurf no so Kotoko ebe share BPN Gold Stars 2-0 ewo the Barbarian Sports Stadium. They proceeded to meet Accelerate in the FA Cup and also won by 2-0. Then One Midiema Ekobo draw ewo Takwa 1-1. Kotoko ebe share Vision 4-1 ewo Barbarian or share Karela 1-0 El Barbara. So in 9 games, Kotoko drew 1 and won 8. That was the second phase of the season. The third phase. After the first phase, almost 30 years. Now second phase, almost equal 1 point, impossible 15. Then the third phase, in 9 games, Kotoko every games, Mako, and no draw back. Then Okolusu to Swatrama, Swatrano, and the issues in Empire. That is the breaking news story. Now, let me try if I can read the message and answer Kotoko publication on my Mame and to me every day at the Amawa. Say, and a Kotoko, one a publicity as an May I show Sir Uche, Ubebusa say, it's Pepe. Why and the next coach of the club? Why and I ever to a coach Timino, and no air. The next questioner, may I show say Ubia Ebusa. And this is the story. I'll say, club statement on Prosper Nete Ogum. Asante Kotoko Sporting Club has this afternoon parted ways with head coach Dr. Prosper Nete Ogum. This decision was reached following constructive discussions between both parties with a shared understanding that it is in the best interest of the club at this time. We thank Coach Ogum for his dedication and service to the club, and we wish him the very best in his future endeavors. We urge our supporters to remain calm and continue to support the club during this transition. Further updates will be communicated in due course. We are Kotoko statement and I'm ready at the amount. So definitely, Omombebusa said, Pepe na is wine and Eba. Speculations arrive in town. Said Coach Masokno, the former player and former coach at the Kotoko. Last week, Ebra Kotoko, a draw El Barbara Sports Stadium. No, now coach Ebra Kotoko any Bechim a boss had drawn. Now coach El Stadium. So he's one name that we are hearing. And then we are also hearing Coach Karim Zito, who is also a former player of Asante Kotoko and currently one of a coach Dreams FC. We are also hearing that Ono and so a coach Bakwa, one a bonity who becomes the Kotoko coach is very important because here can say Kotoko any assistant coach. Let me repeat it. The youth team coach in the assistant Prosper. If it's a Kotoko head coach in a coin, one any assistant coach be Enti Kotoko anyan in term and take a decision as to who becomes the next coach of the club. Nani Pakona Ama to provide stability. I don't want to believe yes, players and I said that Botia Prosper. That thing I have a very different opinion to normally Sansamnaya Eban. Two better players be and a ball editor Jose Mourinho my ye players be and a ball editor Antonio Conte am I ye players be a botia way. I don't believe that as far as you remain a player and the coach remains a coach, it is possible you can meet somewhere. Again, players are all currently Omumu and Dr. Prosper Nete Ogum answer enim Azano Bakotoko. What will make any player decide to play against the coach? Sir, speculation, say I'm coiling. Nian Dumna. While we are the next coach at Auburn, and Nayana, coach for Froba, was 15 players meeting me on because coach that year say, if women a bought am I a pam, me predecessor, then Ombeting said that bomb me a pam me. I think that we must kill that thing. Goalkeepers near 4, Meboa, Fatao Seidu, any Benjamin Chumna Kofana by plus the Guinean boy. Why will any of them plus captain decide say yeah boy pam coach? Shakotoko. Also right back Edwin Ajeti, coach na buy. The other one Lord Amwa will coach na buy. Patrick Sedu, Kotoko or buy na the form na PA panda prosper. Better na Patrick Sedu decide say or ball amaya pam prosper. Look at central defenders Samba Dongani, Henry Ansu. Omunyina banda coach you. Samba Henry Ansu eba last season. Samba eba this season. Omo ablo about this season. Kotoko Michael Sefo about this season. Under Prosper. No, must say yeah bomb ya pam coach. Justice Blay, Andrews in Timan, who's 4. A pager under coach and the Prosper Ogum. Che Jamana, Imano Entry, Babaya. I don't think so. My speculation, my manu enya atabai. na enkoye say e yampasa boys ne sheda say omo bo e de tia prosper net Ogum am ya pound afi Asante Kotoko. For me na dia players be nya bibia free somebody say omo bo e de tia coach no sanso na players ne say Ogum nya coaching Dr. Ogum me no ka say oy coach as a house of pam omo coach or the next coach has be fa no league ya ye boy me de ma pam omo coach na Ogum TV anko be fa no. I'm not sure why the worst coach in the league. And no, me nko for nya adwena mo si pepe. Oh, ye PR ediba coach. Ne there be. Yeah, the facts and the kasa. Fact of the matter is Ogum has spent nanka we in the third season. The first season at Kotoko he won the league. Second season he played six. This season he is gunning for the league and the FA Cup. How do you classify that coach as probably the worst in the history of the club? No, we can't do that. Makacho said Ogum had issues with some of the players. And also, or issues with some of the supporters. Supporters didn't be cmenesel. Before he saw, and you may want before he saw pan. And you may want before he saw not pay a dozen of the summer. A brand to be the mammy, and the Kotoko players are one more a massam. I mean, a two patches goes out of the league. On play the mass, on play the. This is Kotoko, and that is the Kotoko for you. Remember, did to let you check. Makacho said, the experience I have as a reporter, Asante Kotoko, it spans over 22 years of my journalism experience. And clearly, I know more. Share, sad decision way, second and up in Cramo and Tekia, another defeat, come back as the Empam and up in Cronimbo. Now, for Frab, I don't want to question before from. Sound here. Kotoko supporters, sometimes they go as far as Omuti able more from Zoina. Munimza. And maybe open so changes or say, Kotoko. If it's somebody at the Bibia Mesombi, you don't go on at it. No open sources or co Bremaya or do a non beach now. Almost 2 for no has in on the Kotoko. Where open so much more Kaya Corbin shell and I will repeat the amount. So clearly, sir, and your man, Yana a bar Asante Kotoko, a club on it. A Diamunia Edim said, these are issues that normally come. I expect that we'll call that more be and function team, say a coach, players in Army Pam prosper. Results, no, in my opinion, 2 defeats in 11 games, and you're bad, sir. And you're bad. People are talking about performance, preparation, and yet all of those considerations can come to play. But let us not begin to fool that rumor. Say a place in Namia Pamano, and your next coach, or because you win your players, any bad players, any bad players, and same piece of mammy be as you know, and an Ogum, and Ojaya, if I have a Kotoko, Swat and Ogum Baho, and an Ibufu here, and I was your money 100 million, 1 match be at 30 million, and Ogum so Nisika, and Sembe Brebe, me Busao. My America say, on Mompire Marco Biamos, on Yadi or Yamako Kotoko, every 5 games. Because my minister free in Swat game, which is on Yamako Kotoko, winning 5 games since then, since that time. In fact, I'm going to say, because when Carolan called Castle and Yenu Bimoji Scabren, Men fan Chesadian, Ogum is gone, he's a goner, he's gone, Yapamano, and into the next coach, ever. Now, young hope is the FA Cup, Kotoko can still win the FA Cup, and then the league, and you're 2 over for Asante Kotoko league, and you're 2 over for Asante Kotoko. Even though they are 6 points behind the league leaders, the Piani Coasters, it is not 2 over for Asante Kotoko. We a breaking news story. I pick here any of the purpose or channel. So subscribe to channel and for CA. Oh, sure. Now subscribe to channel and thank you so much for always watching us. Yadamasi, Nyami Enshira. We wish the best. Sir Asante, we wish them the best and wish prosperity Ogum the very best. Thank you so much.